search the area.
Alright, back in Redcliffe again. We just got done with a couple little side quests. One of them led us back to the... Actually, two of them led us back to the lake, where we first met Blackwall, and got a sword out of that one. Pretty cool. Better than what I had, anyway. There it is, strapped to my back right there. Do a little gardening along the way. I'll tell you what, the plants in Redcliffe seem to respawn like every 2 seconds. Or maybe it's just each time you go through a loading screen. But, especially over here by this wall, there's like 3 elf roots that just pop up just all the time. That adds up pretty fast. But we can go over here in the tavern. Let's go see what Fiona has to say. She's pulled us off to the side, leaving Val Royeaux. Apparently wants to talk to us about something. Maybe we can strike some kind of deal. Get some help against the breach, right?
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition. What has brought you to Redcliffe?
Do what? You?
Is this some sort of test? We're here because you invited us in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
Okay.
There is no mistake. While the Templars were leaving, you came to Val Royeaux and asked me here.
The Templars left Val Royeaux? Where did they go? That sounds... Why does that sound so strange? Whoever or whatever brought you here, the situation has changed. The Free Mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of a single worse thing you could have done, and I've got nothing.
I understand that you are afraid, but you deserve better than slavery to Tevinter.
As one indentured to a Magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
Really? You could at least speak in the Circle Tower. Now you can't even do that. Now you can't even talk. Wow, okay. Think about this, guys.
The corpse is barely cold, and you've already joined the Imperium.
Most of Thedas blames us for the Divine's death. The Templar attacks grew worse, and we mages had no allies. Either my people made a last stand here in Redcliffe, or we took the only offer of help extended to us. I had to save them. I had no other choice.
Welcome, my
Seriously,
friend.
think about
I
that.
apologize for not greeting you earlier.
You got this snake.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Girion Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
Look at me like a wolf looking at a lamb chop. Freak.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
The Grand Enchanter told me she was indentured to a Magister.
Our Southern brethren have no legal status in the Imperium. As they were not born citizens of Tevinter, they must work for a period of 10 years before gaining full rights. As their protector, I shall oversee their work for the Imperium.
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this arrangement with Fiona.
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the brutality of the Templars, who rushed to attack them. It could only be through divine providence that I arrived when I did.
It was certainly very timely.
What does the Imperium gain from taking rebel mages under its wing?
For the moment, the Southern Mages are a considerable expense. After they are properly trained, they will join our legion.
You said not all my people would be military. There are children, those not suited.
And one day I'm sure they will all be productive citizens of the Imperium when their debts are paid.
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Arl or his men.
The Arl of Redcliffe left the village.
Left? That's a polite way of saying thrown out on his ass.
There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
You're quite a long way from Tevinter, Alexius.
Indeed I am, though I have heard you are no Ferelden either. It seems we are both strangers here.
Where's the bitch face my blade dialogue option? That's what I want to know. I want to talk to this piece of crap.
Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I am not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious indeed.
Well, when you're fighting a massive tear in the sky, you can hardly afford to think small.
There will have to be. Felix.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive my clumsiness, my lady.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time. Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
Come to the Chantry. You are in danger.
Well, that was obvious.
Ooh, very mysterious.
There's no telling who or what will be waiting for us in that Chantry.
Only one way to find out.
We don't need your kind here. Your Inquisition's just Templars by another name.
Who are you?
Linnea. Just Linnea. Don't ask what Circle Tower I'm from, because we're done with that. We're all free mages now.
Wow.
You'd rather bow to Tevinter than join the Inquisition.
Don't tell me you bought the Chantry's lies about how evil Tevinter is. It's just because they're ruled by mages. No one wants us to look at them and say their mages are free and the world hasn't ended.
But don't Magisters summon demons and practice human sacrifice?
The Chantry says whatever they think will scare us. What's wrong with blood magic? People don't like the idea of us controlling their thoughts, but they have no problem with us throwing fireballs in their wars. In Tevinter, the mages police themselves. It works.
Why does everyone think we're part of the Chantry? We left the Chantry. They hate us.
Right. And I'm the Empress of Orlais.
Wow. You have to try to be that stupid. Okay, so let's look at this just bottom line. The mages rebel against the Templars to quote-unquote free themselves from the Circle, okay? Start this war, bring it upon themselves, this fight they're having with the Templars. Of course, now the Templars have driven themselves mad, you know, jumping right in there to take down the mages because they probably haven't liked them for a long time, because mages tend to, you know, sacrifice people and kill people and summon demons and control people's minds and freak out and do all that. So, yeah, the Templars eventually developed an attitude against their charges because they couldn't kill people who deserved to die to save the innocents that they were guaranteed to kill later on. And, you know, I'll bet you that bitch downstairs, she'd be the first one to go sacrifice some small child so she'd get a little extra power to go fight some imaginary monster that she's quote-unquote free from, while she sold herself into slavery willingly to Tevinter. So they quote-unquote have this rebellion to free themselves and immediately jump right into slavery with... It's beyond stupid. I honestly, you probably just need to make up a new word for it. For that, there's got to be a new word for whatever's wrong with these people. And, you know, at some point, their annoyance factor, in other words, are they cost effective as far as just existing, being allowed to exist? Because it never ends well with these individuals. I'm sorry. but there may be exceptions. Maybe now, but then a year down the road, they have some emo trip on something they want to get offended about or get their feelings hurt about or feel oppressed about or depressed about or something, and they find some excuse to go kill people and raise demons. Man.
Magister Alexius does not approve of those without magic like you and me. You may not wish to stay long. Many villagers have already left to escape his ire.
What does the Magister have against you?
He does not like to be reminded of what mages can become. He says all Tranquil must leave Redcliffe, but who would take us in?
You're one of the Tranquil.
Yes, my talent for magic was insufficient to protect me from demons. Rather than risk me becoming possessed, the Circle removed my connection to the Fade. My magic is gone, along with my dreams and desires. Those now in Redcliffe prefer not to see us.
How long have the Tevinters been here?
Magister Alexius arrived at nightfall, 2 days after we retreated from the Temple of Sacred Ashes. He forced anyone without magic out of the castle, save those he required to serve him. Even the Arl was sent away.
This village has a history with mages, doesn't it? Do you know the details?
During the last blight, the Arl of Redcliffe became ill. Not even the efforts of the Circle could save him. His young son, who was an undiscovered mage, made a deal with a demon to keep the Arl from death. The boy
Of course he did.
became an abomination. Through him, each night, the demon raised armies of corpses to assault the village. The hero of Ferelden defeated the demon and stopped the undead hordes from destroying Redcliffe.
Farewell, then.
One moment. You are a member of the Inquisition, are you not? I am an alchemist. You must require potions. If the Magister will not have me here, perhaps I can offer my services.
We would be delighted to have you working for the Inquisition.
Thank you. While one lives, it is good to believe there is still a use for one's talents.
That story of Connor, make a deal with a demon and stuff. We'll get into the argument about pulling children away from their parents when they're discovered with magic.
I wish to Holy Andraste you'd gotten here sooner. These Tevinters make my shoulder blades itch.
Who are you?
Name's Talwyn, formerly of the Circle of Magi in Hospital. Lived my whole life there, since I was 10 years old and came into my magic. 3 meals a day, quality education, a roof over my head. If you're not summoning demons, a mage tower's a fine place to be.
If you were happy in the Circle, why are you here with the rebels?
We're all rebels now. The vote saw to that. The majority wanted to dissolve the circles. The rest of us went with them and were cut loose. I figured I'm better off with my fellow mages than on my own.
You're not happy with this new alliance?
Something's not right about that lot. They're not like us. Magic or no, I'd rather count myself among decent folk than stand with magisters.
How did the Grand Enchanter end up working with Tevinter?
1 minute, we were bracing for the Templars to attack. The next, we had a Magister ally. It was a stroke of luck that's given us an edge.
Goodbye.
Be careful. The Tevinters likely aren't happy you're asking questions.
All right, so digging a little deeper into that debate, if you take a child away from its parents when it's young, you know, as they like to say so passionately when they're pro-mage, to tear a child away from its parents. Okay, when you don't, they raise hordes of corpses and destroy your village. Okay, because that's what they do by nature. You know, oh, I have magic. Let me just blow up some shit. Let me kill everything. And so, yeah, I'm sorry, that little 6-year-old child's feelings are kind of irrelevant when it comes to all the other children that are about to die if you don't send that child to the circle. What about their feelings? Wow. That one mage is just so not worth it. Not worth the lives of all those innocents that mage is going to cost somewhere down the line.
Now help me close this, would you?
Sorry. Expecting them to do any different is kind of the definition of insanity, isn't it? Alright, well this is what we expected to find in the Chantry, was a Fey Rift, right? I walked right into that, didn't I? There we go. Got that kick under her belt now. Let's see if the spell can't take at least one of these nasties out of here. Hello. Nice to meet you. Sarah's all sarcastic. I'd like to live, thanks. You know, appreciate it. Yeah, disrupting those rifts does a fair amount of damage. It really does.
Fascinating. How does that work exactly? You don't even know, do you? You just wiggle your fingers and boom. Rift closes.
Who are you?
Ah, getting ahead of myself again, I see. Dorian of House Parvus, most recently of Minrathous. How do you do? Magister Alexius was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
I was expecting Felix to be here.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet us here after ditching his father.
Alexius couldn't jump to Felix's side fast enough when he pretended to be faint. Is something wrong with him?
He's had some lingering illness for months. Felix is an only child, and Alexius is being a mother hen, most likely.
Are you a Magister?
All right, let's say this once. I'm a mage from Tevinter, but not a member of the Magisterium. I know Southerners use the terms interchangeably, but that only makes you sound like barbarians.
Stop talking like you're waiting for applause. Just tell me what's going on.
What? There's no applause? Fine. Look, you must know there's danger. That should be obvious even without the note. Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under you. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redcliffe, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
He arranged it so he could arrive here just after the Divine died.
You catch on quick.
That is fascinating, if true, and almost certainly dangerous.
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up and slowed others down? Soon, there will be more like it, and they'll appear further and further away from Redcliffe. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable, and it's unraveling the world.
You're asking me to take a lot on faith.
I know what I'm talking about. I helped develop this magic. When I was still his apprentice, it was pure theory. Alexius could never get it to work. What I don't understand is why he's doing it, ripping time to shreds just to gain a few hundred lackeys.
He didn't do it for them.
Took you long enough. Is he getting suspicious?
No, but I shouldn't have played the illness card. I thought he'd be fussing over me all day. My father's joined a cult, Tevinter Supremacists. They call themselves Venatori. And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
Alexius is your father. Why are you working against him?
For the same reason Dorian works against him. I love my father, and I love my country. But this? Cults? Time magic? What he's doing now is madness. For his own sake, you have to stop him.
It would also be nice if he didn't rip a hole in time. There's already a hole in the sky.
Why would he rearrange time and indenture the Mage Rebellion just to get to me?
They're obsessed with you, but I don't know why. Perhaps because you survived the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
You can close the rifts. Maybe there's a connection. Or they see you as a threat.
If the Venatori are behind those rifts or the breach in the sky, they're even worse than I thought.
All this for me? And here I didn't get Alexius anything.
Send him a fruit basket. Everyone loves those. You know you're his target. Expecting the trap is the first step in turning it to your advantage. I can't stay in Redcliffe. Alexius doesn't know I'm here, and I want to keep it that way for now. But whenever you're ready to deal with him, I want to be there. I'll be in touch. Oh, and Felix, try not to get yourself killed.
There are worse things than dying, Dorian.
Well, that wasn't ominous. Alright. Now, Dorian may seem like really flamboyant, but he's actually really cool. He's a cool character in the game, he really is. He's hard to, dislike, and it's hard to lose approval with him, or it seems to be. Like, he's pretty cool with stuff, you know, he's kind of live and let live type of deal. You don't have to, like, necessarily agree with him all the time and all that. Not quite as finicky as some of the other party members. But, he's actually pretty cool. And hopefully we'll be able to get into his story some later on. For you Origins fans, I think you'll notice that a lot of these codexes are familiar. And I guess they've been passed down. I don't remember there being quite as many codexes in Dragon Age 2. I'm trying to think. I don't think so. At least not as far as ones you find in the world. Maybe some that you unlock in, you know, conversation and stuff. Seems like there's a lot more in this. And there was quite a few in Origins also. It was more spread out, you know, Origins was bigger area-wise. Not than this, but it was much bigger than Dragon Age 2. As far as explorable stuff, so... I mean, it seems like I recognize quite a few of them. Look at all these elf roots. I mean, I'm telling you, I guess they respawn with each loading screen, I guess. I don't know, but we're pretty much done here. I don't think we picked up any new interesting gear or anything. Nope.
You're from the Inquisition. I didn't think you'd still be here. Were you really looking to ally with us?
Is that so hard to believe?
Everyone blames us. The Templars left the Chantry too. That's worse, isn't it? They took an oath. Yet everyone calls it the Mage Rebellion. We're the ones they hate. What choice did we have? Stay and be slaves?
Sometimes to achieve the world one desires, one must take regrettable measures.
I hope you can do something. Tying ourselves to Tevinter. That can't be the right way to end this.
You seem young to be part of this.
I'm Lysas. I came into my magic when I was 9 years old. Templars came into the alienage and took me to the Circle. They didn't even let me say goodbye. It's not right. I studied hard. I passed my harrowing. I sing the chant. But I'll be locked up for the rest of my life.
You don't approve of the Grand Enchanter's decision?
I was there when we voted to leave the Circle. She really seemed to care what we wanted. She was ready to rebel, but she wasn't going to unless it was the will of all mages. It's hard to believe she'd go behind our backs and sell us to the Magisters.
How long has Magister Alexius been here?
A day or two after. After the Conclave, he arrived. Come to save us from the wrath of the Templars, they said. But this doesn't feel like safety.
Take care of yourself. There's something strange going on.
I never thought the Grand Enchanter would swear to a Magister.
Well, rather than being forced into slavery, as you would put it, to the big bad meanie Templars, you can now be slaves by choice. That's much better, right? To Deventer. That ought to end well for you, idiots. We had no choice. Don't start the war with the Templars in the first place. Okay.
The Grey Warden Alistair grew up at Redcliffe.
Alright. No more doors we can open. I don't think there's anyone else to talk to here either. I think what we need to do is go kill some rams and go get the rest of our agents and do some other stuff. Or maybe we'll head to the next main story mission. I don't know. One or the other. Or both. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. And if you want to subscribe, hit that button over my head. Catch more Inquisition. Click the top box. For all my videos, click the bottom box. Thanks for watching. I want to leave a comment section below. And I will catch you guys later. Bye-bye.